Welcome all of you for today's class. So in today's class, we'll try to cover the topic of increasing and decreasing functions, whether the function is monotonous or monotonic or not. So we'll try to cover all these things in today's class with various examples. So let us try to begin with the topic and the definitions.
So in today's class, we'll try to discuss the monotonicity of a function. So what does this mean? We'll try to see. Monotonicity of a function. So it will include the increasing or decreasing part of the functions, whether the function is increasing or decreasing. So it will be taking care of all these things. So now it will include, as I said, increasing or decreasing function. First of all, let us discuss about increasing or decreasing function. This we have seen in the basic math part that we were doing, increasing or decreasing function. And there are terms like non-increasing and non-decreasing also. So we'll try to see all these terms. So now a function is increasing when we say that, or we talk about strictly increasing or strictly decreasing also. So all these terms are very, very important. So we can write down here that a function is said to be increasing if we say that x1 is greater than x2, implies f of x1 greater than f of x2, right? So in this case, the function is non-decreasing. Why we are not saying it is increasing only? Because it is non-decreasing, because it can be equal also, right? So that is why. So here we say this is non-decreasing. So we'll take the example of a graph. This is non-decreasing. So it might happen that in a function is going like this. For some time, it might become flat and then move up. So if we talk about in strict terms, in this portion from here to here, let us say from x equals a to x equals b. So from here to here, we can say function is constant. It is neither increasing nor decreasing. But from here to here, it is increasing and then increasing. That is why overall we say that this function is non-decreasing, right? Here it is constant. On the rest of the part, for the rest of the values of x, it is increasing. So we say such function is non-decreasing. But apart from this, if we have x1 greater than x2, implies f of x1 greater than f of x2, then we say that the function f is strictly increasing. It is strictly increasing. That it means that you take any point on the curve, right? Any point on the curve. Let us say this is x equals a. So at every point, the function is increasing. This is the meaning of the increasing or decreasing. So basically, we'll talk about decreasing later on. One observation that we can draw from here is that if you have x equals a, and if you take any point on the neighborhood, for example, here. So on any point of on the neighborhood, if you move from a to a plus, right, and you move from a to a minus, so clearly, if the function is increasing, in this case, when we're talking about strictly increasing, so we can say this f of a will be less than f of a plus, but it will be greater than f of a minus. So a plus and a minus indicate just greater than a and just less than a. A minus means just less than a. So we say that at this point x equal to a, at this point x equal to a, f is increasing. So we have now seen that we can discuss about the function is increasing at a particular point also and in the entire domain also. So this we are talking about when we have the entire domain. So in this case, if x1 is greater than x2, and this happens, fx is strictly increasing. And if we have greater than or equal to, then we say that fx is non-decreasing. वो decrease नहीं कर रहा है, ठीक, कहीं भी, वो कहीं भी decrease नहीं करेगा. So this kind of function are known as non-decreasing, because in some of the cases you are asked this term, ये term आपको पूछा जाता है कि find out the interval for which the function is strictly increasing. And clearly we have seen this thing whenever we have a function is strictly increasing. In this case, what we can say is we can mathematically say about this that in this case the derivative f dash x is greater than 0. F dash x is greater than 0, and there are minute points involved we'll discuss, because this might not be true always. We'll discuss this thing. So in general we are talking about this, and here we say usually it is written that f dash x is greater than equal to 0. But these conditions have certain conditions, right? We cannot straight away say that this is not a sweeping statement कि अगर ऐसा हो जाए तो यहाँ always ऐसा होगा, और ऐसा हो जाए तो always strictly increasing रहेगा. ये सही है, लेकिन there are other points also involved. So we'll discuss these points. So these are not, you would say that correct statements. Absolutely, they have their own points to discuss. उसके बाद हम कह सकते हैं कि what we can say about this exactly, right? This we are saying in general, not always.
So the thing that we are discussing here about f dash x greater than equal to 0 or f dash x just greater than 0, not equal to. So in that case, let us try to take few examples. Now we have taken two parts, that is non-decreasing and strictly increasing, right? Now in that we'll try to explore regarding the derivatives. So here let us try to have few functions. So in this case we can say that, let's say that we have a function which is having the derivative 0 but at discrete points, that is not in an interval. For non-decreasing, the function was constant for a duration, right? So in that case f dash x was equal to 0 for an interval. But in our case, if the function is, or the derivative is equal to 0 just for one point or for discrete points, in that case we can have that function increasing function, right? I will give you a very simple example that what we are talking about. Let us say we are having the graph y equals x cube. Simple, right? So y equals x cube is a graph. Now in this case, when you draw the graph of the y equals x cube, so the graph, we know that where the derivative is 0, right? So all these points we know. So clearly the derivative is 0 at x equals 0. So when we draw the graph, it becomes flat at x equals 0 for that moment, right? So here the derivative is equal to 0 at a point. If we say that this function y equals x cube is increasing or non-decreasing, if you want to find out that, or strictly increasing, if we say that this y equals x cube is strictly increasing or not, right? Let us say this is the question. If y equals x cube is strictly increasing in its domain, so means for x belongs to R, so strictly increasing or not, we know for sure f dash x equals 3x square, so which is 0 for x equals 0. So you have that case in mind that we were doing f dash x greater than equal to 0 type, because x square is also positive, so it will always be positive. For this function we are getting f dash x is greater than or equal to 0, right? So shall we say that the function is non-decreasing instead of strictly increasing? So this is the question. This is the basic concept. So I've already given you the basic definition apart from the derivative one, because derivative is a derived definition actually, right? So basic definition was x1 and x2 and x3 in the neighborhood, how it is behaving, right? That was very important. Try to look up at that and try to answer this. So in this case, clearly we can, as we have seen that f of 0 we are talking about, क्योंकि 0 पे ही हो सकता है कि strictly increase ना करे, otherwise हर point पे strictly increase कर रहा है क्योंकि f dash x is positive, not even equal to 0. Only for x equal to 0 it is 0, the derivative. So f of 0 is clearly 0. F of 0 plus is positive. F of 0 minus just less than 0 is negative. So clearly f of 0 is less than f of 0 plus, and it is greater than f of 0 minus. 0 minus. This was the basic definition of an strictly increasing function. Derivative वाली या जो भी हो बाद में आती है. This is the basic definition, and this is being followed by this function. So it implies it is strictly increasing at x equals 0. Since it is strictly increasing at x equals 0, so it will be strictly increasing at all the other points, because at those points derivative is clearly greater than 0. When derivative is greater than 0, we don't have to think about it. But when derivative is equal to 0, then we'll have to just see, as we have seen in this, right? This question has already asked in IIT, right? This was a very basic and conceptual question. But having said that, now how can we conclude in totality that what we have to write and what should be the statement, right? So we will write down a statement regarding this कि हमको आगे याद रहे, ठीक है? So note down this thing and we'll write this statement now. A function f of x is strictly increasing if f dash x is greater than equal to 0. If f dash x is greater than equal to 0, and yeah, provided f dash x equal to 0 at discrete points. As we have seen in the case of y equals x cube. There is one more point that we should add here, right? We will add it just now. Once I ask you one more statement regarding this. So let us say whether this statement is incomplete or not. Let us let us take a function where we have f of x equals minus 1 by x minus 1 . Of course, x is not equal to 1. Now this function, or let us say that we have another curve minus 2 times x minus 4, right? Now we know that this strictly increasing curve, let us say if we have, so if we have a strictly increasing curve, then we have seen that in the inverse functions that this is going to be 1 curve, right? And we have seen some logic. Now we'll try to make it a complete statement relating the many one and strictly increasing those things. Now, if we talk about this function, right? Now, the point is we have to find out whether this function f of x is 1 1 or many 1. Of course, it is related to the increasing or decreasing part, right? With the same logic that we have seen, if the function is strictly increasing, this is always 1 1, right? So try to do this. So let's also try to include. So let's also try to include that we have to find out whether this function is increasing or decreasing, right? So we'll also try to figure this out. So try to have both parts together. So the most common mistake that can be committed here is because we have seen the conditions कि हमारे पास इंक्रीजिंग फंक्शन कब होगा या डिक्रीजिंग कब होगा, जो लास्ट मैंने लिखा था उसके बाद बोला था कि दीज आर नॉट कंप्लीट स्टेटमेंट्स, कि आपके पास अगर डेरिवेटिव पॉजिटिव आ जाए तो हमेशा ऐसा ही होने वाला है, ये डेरिवेटिव नेगेटिव आ जाए तो हमेशा ऐसा होने वाला है, इस तरह की चीजें। तो जो सबसे बड़ी जो मिस्टेक होती है, वी फाइंड आउट द डेरिवेटिव, और डेरिवेटिव फाइंड करके वी ट्राई टू कंक्लूड। तो डेरिवेटिव चलो पहले देख लेते हैं, एफ डैश एक्स 1 अपॉन x minus 1 whole square plus 2 upon x minus 4 whole square, which is always positive, right? तो यहाँ पे ये हमेशा ही पॉजिटिव है, तो हमने अब ये सोच लिया दिस इज ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव और हमेशा पॉजिटिव रहेगा, तो फंक्शन भी कुछ इस तरह का हो जाएगा, इट विल बी इंक्रीजिंग टाइप फंक्शन, और इंक्रीजिंग टाइप फंक्शन हो जाएगा तो एक ही बार जो लाइन होगी पैरेलल टू दी एक्स एक्सिस एक ही बार कट करेगी, और अगर ऐसा होगा तो फंक्शन विल बी 1 1, right? This is the most common mistake which of course you have not committed, right? But we can do this, right? But this is wrong. And why this is wrong? Because that thing is valid only for the continuous function. F dash x greater than 0 या less than 0 increasing और decreasing की जब हम बात करते हैं और 1 1 की many 1 की बात करते हैं, that is valid when the function is continuous, right? Now if you try to draw the graph of this function, you will have the idea, the basic picture, that is here you are able to see that x equal to 1 and x equal to 4, the things are approaching infinity. Let us say this is x equal to 1 and this is x equal to 4. Now this we have seen clearly that the derivative wherever is defined is positive. So it means in the domain the function is increasing. So what we can talk about is at x equals 0, if you try to see this is 1, and here we have at x equals 0 we have 1 here, so this is 1, and here we have minus 2, minus 4, some positive quantities there. So clearly if you try to see, it will be increasing. So when it will increase, and you see that these values and these things may differ, right? So you can easily draw the graph. So when you're approaching x equal to 1, from the left hand side it is going till infinity, but the same thing when you're approaching from the right hand side it is going minus infinity, right? Because x1 plus this becomes positive, the entire expression this becomes negative, and only this expression will be judging the sign of the infinity, right? Because it is talking about x equal to 1. Similarly, the thing will be happening around x equals 4. So x equals 4 maybe when you are approaching from the right hand side, so the thing this will be minus infinity, and when you are approaching from the left hand side that will be plus infinity. So this is the difference. So what you can do is you can draw the graph. So we are just worried about the x equals 1, x equals 4. So this will be going something like this, right? So whatever is happening here will happen. Now again we have this is approaching minus infinity when it is being approached from 1 plus, and here it is approaching plus infinity when you are approaching 4 minus, right? And the same thing will be happening. We'll start with here, so it will go like this. So this will be the kind of graph that will be formed. So if you try to see in its domain the function is increasing, there is no doubt, so you'll have to write down that domain. we cannot say the function is increasing for all x belongs to R. No. So we'll say that function is increasing for x belongs to minus infinity to 1 union 1 to 4 union 4 to infinity. This is what we'll say, that in this interval the function is increasing. That is the first point. Second point, clearly if you try to see, this is not at all a one-one function, because it is getting same value at many points, right? Y equal to same value at many points, right? So it is many one actually. So this function will be many one. We can take the help of the graph also, and the very basic definitions of many one, and that we have related to with the increasing or decreasing functions. So now we have to discuss the decreasing function. So here in this case also the definition is very, very clear, that if you have, in the same way we'll talk about this, non-decreasing or x1 greater than x2, if it comes out to be f of x1 greater than f of x2, then we say this is non-decreasing, non-increasing actually, non-increasing. And also we'll modify this again. So here also in this case, this is in general. It can be the case that we have seen that f dash f of x1 greater than f of x2, but still that is strictly decreasing, right? That can come. So if we have f of x1, so again we have to change this sign, because x1 greater than x2, then we have to reverse the sign for decreasing function. F of x1 less than f of x2. So we'll talk about this as strictly decreasing function. Strictly decreasing. But again, equal to might be having strictly decreasing characteristics depending upon that we have seen the increasing function, right? Same, we can take the example y equals minus x cube. So y dash minus 3x square less than equal to 0. So it is equal to 0 at discrete points, that is at x equal to 0. So it can be strictly increasing. So the same thing we can apply here also. This is strictly increasing. So we'll say that the function is strictly increasing for fx greater than or less than equal to 0, fx less than equal to 0 with f of x equal to 0 at discrete points. अलग अलग किसी इंटरवल में 0 हो तो ठीक है, otherwise we will say that this is non-increasing. f dash x less than equal to 0. We can have a simple example. Let us say we have it becomes 0 slightly here, let us say, then again it goes, then becomes 0 slightly here, becomes little flat. So it is happening at discrete points. Still with the same definition, the basic definition, if you talk about, let us say you have a decreasing function. This is x equals a. So for a strictly decreasing function, this is f of a. You go a plus, so that a plus, because this f of a will be greater than your a plus, and when you go a minus, this will be less than your a minus. Same thing will be happening here. So now we conclude that if we have strictly increasing function, f dash x can be greater than or equal to 0, but that equal to 0 should be at the discrete points, not in an interval, right? So write this down as well, discrete points. So we are implying that this is not happening in an interval. Discrete points only, not in an interval. And it can be strictly decreasing when f dash x is less than or equal to 0 with fx equal to 0 at discrete points. If f dash x is equal to 0 in some interval, then it becomes non-increasing, right? This is the difference. This is the basic definition. This one, basic definition for for strictly decreasing, and similarly we had seen for strictly increasing function. So we might be asked about few terms. Let us say in the questions itself, intervals of monotonicity. So you might be given a function and you will be asked find out the intervals of monotonicity. So it simply means that you have to find out intervals separately for the function where the function is increasing and where the function is decreasing. So you have to find out the separate intervals of the value of x where the function is increasing and where the function is decreasing. So those will be called as intervals of monotonicity, right? So and we say that a function f(x) is monotonic, f(x) is monotonic if f(x) is non-decreasing or non-increasing. So we cannot combine both of them together, right? We say that this function is monotonic only if it is non-decreasing or it is non-increasing, only in that case. So we have to find out the intervals of monotonicity of the following functions. First is f(x) equals mod of x minus 1 divided by x square. So intervals of monotonicity means we have to find out the interval where the function is increasing and the interval where the function is decreasing. So we can write this as equal to x minus 1 by x square when x is greater than 1, and we can write down 1 minus x by x square when x is less than 1. So we can take the derivative of the function. So when we take the derivative, so we have these two things, x greater than 1 and x less than 1. So we can easily take the derivative by taking them separately, that is 1 by x minus 1 by x square. So that will be very easy, you don't have to apply the quotient rule. So we can take f dash x for x greater than 1, we can say f dash x. So x greater than 1, this was 1 by x. So this will be minus 1 by x square. So minus 1 by x square, and then here it will be left minus 1 by x square का derivative. ठीक है? So that will be plus 2 by x cube. So we can say and we can find out that at what points this is increasing or decreasing. We can multiply or divide by x. So here it will be 2 minus x by x cube. We can easily form the wavy curve. So one root is 0, one root is 2. Since the coefficient of x is negative, so we'll start with negative, positive, negative. Now there is one more thing. X is greater than 1 in this case, right? Since x is greater than 1, so 1 will be lying somewhere here. So now we can say that from 1 to 2, it will be an increasing function, right? So from this we can find out so we are saying that the function will increase from 1 to 2 from this case. This was the first case, right? So this here it will increase, and from 2 to infinity the function is decreasing. Similarly, we can find out the derivative for this part. So for this part we will be getting the other way around. So finally we can say the function is, from the second part if we do, we'll check and we'll say from minus infinity to 0 it will be increasing, and for the remaining part that will be left, that is 0 to 1, from 0 to 1 it will be decreasing. So when you have to find out the intervals of monotonicity for increasing, you will have this as the union. So you'll just simply write down, for increasing you have x belongs to minus infinity to 0 union 1 to 2. For decreasing, x belongs to 0 to 1 union 2 to infinity. So this will be the final answer or the intervals of the monotonicity of the function. So you just simply have to take out the derivative and check the derivative is positive or negative. That's it. So let's try to do another question where we have to find out the intervals again of the monotonicity. The question is, we have f of x equals 2x square minus ln mod x, because the derivative of ln mod x is always 1 by x. So just remember this point and you can solve it within one line. 4x minus 1 by x. Simple, right? You can have it 4x square. So 2x minus 1, 2x plus 1 divide by x.
Oh,
So
I made a mistake. Actually, I thought it was 1 by x, but completely wrong.
no, it was 1 by x as in the derivative of ln mod x is 1 by x. If we do not know that what is the derivative of ln mod x, if you redefine this function, ln mod x will be equal to, we can write down, this is ln of minus x when x is negative, and this is ln of x when x is positive. And of course we know that this is not defined for x equals 0, right?
Anyway,
Yes. Okay, fine. So that was anyway correct. So if you take the derivative of ln minus x, right? So that will be 1 upon minus x into minus 1. That is again 1 by x. And the derivative of ln x is 1 by x only. So in both ways you are getting the derivative same. That is minus 1 by x. So we can say that this is minus 1 by x only. Forming the wavy curve also, this is very simple. This is minus half. This is 0. This is half. So the coefficient is positive, positive, negative, positive, negative. So basically, if you want to find out whether the function is increasing, so it is clearly increasing. So we can write down, for the increasing, we have the interval of x minus half to 0 union half to infinity. For decreasing, it is clearly minus infinity to minus half union 0 to half. So this will be the answer for the intervals of monotonicity. F of x equals x square into e raised to the power minus x square by a square is an increasing function. This is an increasing function. Then find the range of values of x. Here we can have the derivative as this by applying the product rule, and we can take some things common, as in we can take 2 times x into e raised to the power minus x square by a square. So this becomes 1 minus x square by a square. This is clearly positive. We can still write this as e raised to the power minus x square by a square into 2x. We can of course take the LCM a square. So a square minus x square. So a plus x, a minus x. So here you have minus a. And there is one more thing, that there has to be given something about a, right? That is, let us say a positive or a negative. So a is positive, so minus a will be less than a. So here we have 0 also, because here we have this. Rest things are positive, and here we have a. Now the thing is that since the coefficient of x is negative, so we can start with the negative, plus, minus, plus. So we have to tell that this is increasing. So we have to find out the values of a, values of x. So here we can say that clearly from minus infinity to minus a. So when x belongs to minus infinity to minus a union 0 to a, union 0 to a. So in this case, the function is increasing. So the important point is that this should have been given in the question, वरना फिर और इंटरवल उल्टा हो जाता, आप a को यहाँ माइनस कर दे, माइनस a को यहाँ मार्क कर दे. Assume that this is given in the question, then we proceed to find out the intervals.
What about differential equations?
In differential equations, we have a lot of time. So now let us come back here and let us try to do a question. The question says a function fx is given by the equation x square into f dash x plus 2x into f of x minus x plus 1 equals 0. X is not equal to 0, and you have additional information, f of 1 is equal to 0. Then find the intervals of monotonicity of the function fx. You can continue with the idea that x square f dash x. So this term is being differentiated and product rule has been applied. So this will come, right? So try to club these terms and then you will have some picture. So first of all, as we discussed, that we can observe this term and then we can write it down. So here, this particular thing that is there, we can, to look at in a simplified way, you can write it down as x square y dash plus 2xy equals 1 or equals x minus 1. We can write it like this. Now, this is clearly derivative of x square into y. So this is x square into y, derivative of x square into y. You will have d of x square y x minus 1 dx. You will integrate both sides, and d of x square y, we have seen it before, will be x square y only, and here you will have x square by 2, and here we can get minus x plus some constant c. So now we have this some constant c. So now what we can do is, this constant we can easily find out because f of 1 is given as 0. So if you put x equals 1, you can get the value of y as 0. So 0 into 1 equals half minus 1 plus c. Half minus 1 is minus half, so c equals actually plus half, right? So the value of y is equal to, here you will get, you divide by x square, so half minus 1 by x plus c by x square, so that will be plus 1 by 2 x square, right? So this should be the function that we are getting. So we have to actually find out the intervals of monotonicity. So we can write down, okay, so we can write down the derivative at least. So the derivative will be y dash equals, so this will be 0. This is 1 by x square minus, so 2 से 2 तो cancel हो जाएगा, this will be 1 by x cube. So this becomes x minus 1 divided by x cube. So we can have the wavy curve, which is 0 and 1 plus minus plus. So for the function to be increasing, clearly where the derivative is positive, so it is increasing when it is from minus infinity to 0, minus infinity to 0, union 1 to infinity, and of course the remaining part will be for the decreasing when x belongs to 0 to 1. So this is what we have found out for the intervals of monotonicity. The important part here was to find out the function. So let us now try to solve a question based on the similar application actually. Let's see that if we can think about this. If not, then try to think in the homework. So we have to prove that 2 times x into sec x plus x is greater than 3 times 10x for x belonging to 0 to pi by 2, both not included. We will be covering this part in the next class actually, but still you can think about how we can go about this question. This is a new question, so if you try to think yourself and if you are still able to solve it with what we have studied till now, and you are able to solve this, then it is very, very good. It is great, in fact, right? So I'll give you a hint before leaving the lecture. What you can do is we can make use of the increasing or decreasing functions, assume a function, and after assuming the function, you can see that whether the function is increasing or decreasing in this range, that is 0 to pi by 2, and try to make use of, if x1 is greater than x2, then f of x1 is greater than f of x2, right? So that will really help. And with this hint, if even if you are able to solve this, then it is very, very good. You have got the concept, and conceptually you are going in the right direction. So we'll be meeting in the next class, and we'll be starting with this question itself. So till then, all of you, bye bye and take care.